Sanam, good evening. Looks like we've got some pros on board today. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Happy full moon. Welcome to everybody who's watching this afterwards. You know, this is for the full moon, but these practices are for whenever. These practices, particularly today, is whenever we have a full moon, we have opposition. We have the sun in one place and we have the moon in another place, right? Which actually, what does it do? It illuminates something for us, right? So there's a little lesson about opposition for us. When there's opposition, we get to see something that we didn't see before. We get to see the full face of the moon. We get to illuminate something that we didn't see before. And we also have a grand cross with the nodal axis, which just shifted last month from Sagittarius and Gemini to Scorpio and Taurus. So we have all of the fixed signs represented in this grand cross. And the thing about fixed signs is they don't like change. They like things to stay the same. They like to be in control, all of those things. And so this full moon particularly is an opportunity to move through resistance. And it was interesting. I was like, I'm going to be last week I was traveling and I was, feeling the pressure of like, oh, I should really like plan out my week and pre-plan all these classes. And I came up with the class for all of this. And then today I came back to it to see what I had planned. And I go, yeah, that's not going to work. Honestly, that's not going to work at all. Scratch that. We need something that's really going to help us move through resistance, because that's the opportunity on these full moons, especially with this full moon. But again, if you're watching this later, this is an opportunity to, if you're experiencing resistance anywhere in your life, these are practices that are going to help you to move through it. We're always going to have resistance. We're always going to have pressure. We're always going to have polarity. We live on a polarity planet, right? There's a North Pole, there's a South Pole. There's things in our reality that have duality to them. So as yogis, it's part of our work to learn how to skillfully navigate these polarities. How do we navigate these polarities? Not against them, right? If something's against you and you become more against it, then it doesn't all of a sudden become neutral. But how do you accept whatever that opposition is, whatever that feeling is? Most of the time, if something comes from our outside world, if something feels like an enemy, if something feels like it's against us, it's just highlighting part of ourselves that we've been unwilling to accept, part of our personality that we've been unwilling to integrate into ourselves. So there's somebody and they're like really wild on the street and we're like, that person's crazy. Like, look at that person, blah, 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 blah. That's an aspect of ourself that we're unable to connect with. And the more and more we allow ourselves the freedom to be whatever we want to be and whoever we are in that moment, the more and more we start to allow other people to be whatever they want to be and whatever they are in that moment. When I first started Kundalini yoga, I remember teachers talking about, I shouldn't say, well, they probably talked about it this way, but talking negatively about the personality and how, the personality is not really who we are. And that was really hard for me to first accept. I was like, I love I've worked so hard at this personality for years now. I've made it funny. I've made it charming. I've done all of these things. I've made it super serious. I've made it very, very intellectual and all of these. I've worked so hard on this personality for decades now. I've been working on it. And it was a real threat to be like, oh, the personality doesn't matter. Well, the personality's, not that big of a deal. Like, you throw it in the trash can, get rid of it. Who needs it? And my perspective now isn't that we need to throw our personalities in the trash cans. They're ways, they're part of how we connect with other human beings, right? Just like the ego is part of the ego. That's a way that we need it to navigate this reality, to navigate being a human being. And so it's a requirement, right? But the important thing about the personality is that the personality serves something bigger than itself, that it's not just about the personality, right? We're in this full moon in Leo. There's very much this connection with this radiant personality of Leo. And the way to get that radiance, so this is what part of what we're going to work on today, is developing that radiance, is by hooking up your plug, taking your plug and plugging yourself into a source of energy that is much bigger and greater than you, right? If the source of the things that you're doing is your personality and feeding your personality and feeding, this is what I want, this is what I want, this, I'm going to consume this, I'm going to take this, my personality wants this, I feel this way, I want this now. It's very easy to run out of energy. It's very easy to run out of vitality. But if you can take the personality and say, okay, here's my personality, it's important, but it's not everything, and you can plug it in somewhere that is much bigger than you, that is much more potent and powerful and infinite than you, then you can really move through whatever resistance is in your life. Gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, right? Whatever resistances in your personality come up, don't even really matter anymore, because you're starting to work for a force. You're starting to work for an energy that's way bigger than any of your personal problems, your personality problems, your personal problems. You're charging yourself with an infinite battery. And what the yoga helps us to do is to break through those places where we have limited ourselves, especially Kundalini yoga. Holy smokes, is it good at taking you to your edge where you're like, I can't do it anymore. This is crazy. Really? We're still doing this thing? And it says, no. And you realize, oh, wait, I can. And even if it's half a second, right? If it's a half a second more, you've expanded your experience of yourself by that half a second. We limit ourselves so much. We really, we think these personalities are everything, at least I thought it was everything. I think that they're so important, but actually a lot of times they're built out of things that have gone wrong, traumas that have happened, issues that have happened. They're ways, they're coping mechanisms, or personalities are mostly coping mechanisms so that we can get what we want from our parents, basically, right? It's how do I get what I want from these people? How do I get them to take care of my needs? Because I can't take care of my own needs. I'm a shitty baby. I'm a shitty baby, and I have to figure out some way to get these people to do it. So it's like, oh, they like when I smile. And then we develop that. Or they don't like when I'm mean, so I can't do that one. They don't like when I advocate for myself, or when I, do this. Oh, I have to. And we develop these personalities so that we can get what we want, right? But they only get us so far. They only get us so far because part of it is they're coming out of that, they're coming out of scarcity. So what we can do is find something, again, something to connect yourself with, whatever that may be, whatever you want to call it, source, God, the sun, the earth, just or an idea that's bigger than you, love, peace. There's many different things, but it's important that you start to find whatever that purpose is for you, that larger purpose is for you, so that when you come up against something, it's not that big of a deal. You can just go, oh, you know what? Working for somebody else. I'm working for peace. So if that means I got to put my face on Zoom and tell people about peace, then apparently that's what I got to do, right? you start to move through the things that have been holding you back are no longer places that you can't move through. They just start to open up, and the universe will start to open up for you. Doors will just, oh, there we go. And just walk in this way, and just walk that way. And sometimes it'll be a place, a direction and a place you're not expecting. But when you start to learn the cues from the universe, you go, okay, I'm supposed to go this way. I don't really, wasn't where I was expecting to go, but this is the direction that I'm being called to go. And I'm going to try it out. And I'm working for peace, or I'm working for God, or I'm working for source. And, if it goes wrong, then it's his problem. No, that's not right. We got to take responsibility for our actions too. But you've got support, and you've got a bigger purpose, and you got a bigger charge. So we're gonna work today, especially with the breath, because the breath to me is everything. There is no life, there is no you watching this on Zoom right now without you breathing. Doesn't happen. You have to breathe. We know a baby's alive because they're breathing. We know someone has left their body because they're no longer breathing. So the breath can help us to access all of ourselves, all of our life. When we're unwilling to breathe fully, we're unwilling to live fully. So we are going to find the places of resistance in the breath today, and we are going to do our best. Each of you would do your best, your personal best today, to stay with it, move through it, and access more. And what you'll find is what this practice can really do is find those chronic energy lines. We have all these energy lines that are running through us. And at a certain point, we've shut them down, right? Ooh, daddy doesn't like when I have this energy line open. Mama doesn't like when I do this thing. Teacher doesn't like when I, show too much of this energy line. And we're going to build them and bring them back online so that you can be all of yourself. And when you can be all of yourself, there's a natural glow. A literal natural glow. Before I started doing Kundalini yoga, I started yoga when I was like 16, and the only yoga there was in my town was Bikram. So I did Bikram, and I sweated a lot. I can only imagine what I smelled. I was like 16. I must have stunk so bad because I was sweating. But I did Bikram, and then I tried Vinyasa, I tried Hatha, and at some point I came in contact with Kundalini, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but I fucking hate it. I was like, I don't like anybody in this room. I don't like any of these mantras. I don't like any of these movements. I'm done. Like, this is wacky. No way. These people are crazy. I literally was like, how can I get out of this room without them seeing me get out the room? I was like, maybe when they close their eyes, I'll like dart out the door. And I could feel it too. I remember we had our arms, like we were probably doing this. We had our arms up like this, and I was like twisting, and I was like feeling my future life and my past lives, like doing Kundalini yoga. And I was like, no, I don't want to do Kundalini yoga. Like, this is the worst. And then I avoided it for 2 years. I was like, I'm going to go to India. I'm going to go to an ashram. I'm going to try another kind of yoga. I'm going to do different things. I'm going to do this thing. I'll do tantric, blah, blah, blah. I'll do Buddhist meditation. And the whole time I was traveling, I ran into people who did Kundalini yoga, and I would look at them and I'd be like, why are these people so happy? And why are they're like glowing. They're like happy and glowing. And I'd meet people from other lineages who did other practice, and I was like, that person is mean. Like, why is that person so damn angry? Like, or why is that person so spacey? Like, that person is really like, woo, what are we talking about? And and I eventually just gave in. I was like, I don't know what these Kundalini people know, but they've got something. They've figured out something. They have figured something out because they're happy and they're glowing. And when the channels are open, when the pranic channels are open, we literally emit light. Human beings, you can't see it. It's not, it's like, what do you call it? When you do red light, what's not red light? Somebody help me out here. You know what I'm talking about. Infrared, there we go. When you do infrared, we are emitting light. Human beings are emitting light. We're made out of stardust. We are made out of the energy of the sun. We are light. And when you start to step into that flow, where you put yourself in alignment with a larger purpose than yourself, than just your personality, then what happens is that starts to glow through you, right? God starts to move through you. Source starts to move through you, starts to animate your actions, starts to decide, oh, you know what, I'm going to do this instead. And then all of a sudden, there's this brightness to you. And that's what I hope we can cultivate on this full moon in Leo, is that brilliance, that radiance, that brightness that all of you already have, right? There's just, for some reason, and you needed to do it, right? You needed to do it. At some point you had to go, I'm just going to block this one, because if somebody sees this, I'm not going to be safe, right? But guess what? Today, we're going to put it away, and we're going to let you be bright. We're going to let you be your brilliant self. Sound good? You on board? Ready to go? I'm going to work you fucking hard. Okay. Here we go. We're going to do it. Okay. Find a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Start to connect with your breath. Noticing the breath coming in and out through the nose. And start to connect with your soul. It's in the middle of your rib cage, kind of by the heart. See if you can feel the presence, the warmth of your soul. This part of you that has been before this body will continue after this body. And decide that for the next hour and 12 minutes, you're going to let the soul decide how hard you work. And that instead of working for the personality, or what do I look like doing this, or what happens if I keep going, or I can't do this, or I'm not strong enough, or I'm not brave enough, or whatever. What if you just work for that soul and let it decide what you can do and what you're capable of? And we will continue this reverence for the soul, for what's bigger than us, by tuning in with Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Ong is the creative flow of the universe. Namo means to bow to that. So we recognize, we bow to that creative flow. Gurudev is the great subtle wisdom of the universe. Namo, we bow to that. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Bring the palms together. Let the elbows come out to the side. Press the thumbs against the chest. Close the eyes. Focus the eyes up at the point in between the eyebrows. Take a huge, deep breath in to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Nice, deep, full, complete breath in through the nose, and then pause that breath at the top. Find that place of pressing the palms together, but relaxing the shoulders down the back, lifting the chest up just a little bit more, bringing the chin in, feeling the top of the head lifting up towards the sky. Keep the breath in a little bit longer if you need to. Just sip a little bit more breath in. But this is our first moment to start to work with your edge, with your resistance, where the place you think you end, but actually there's so much more beyond it. Keep holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, through the nose, slowly exhale. Inhale again deeply. Exhale completely. And now hold the breath out. Squeeze all the breath out, bring the navel in and up, hold the breath out completely. And I want you to hold the breath for as long as you personally can. Keeping the breath out, allowing yourself to go through the emotions, whatever holding the breath brings up, allow yourself to go through it. And when it feels like it's time for you to start to inhale again, you'll inhale and allow the hands to relax down onto the knees. Okay, we're going to start with a few warm-ups. So hold onto your knees, really grab onto your knees. We're going to start to circle around in Sufi grind. So coming forward, going to one side, your hip might come up, rounding back, going the other way. Oh, Guru Dadam, you made it. Yay. And make nice circles in one direction. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you, to start to connect more with your internal experience. As you come forward, let that be your inhale. As you come back, let that be your exhale, starting to coordinate the breath with the movement. And if your mind is particularly talkative or agitated, you can start to add the mantra, inhaling Sat, mentally vibrating Sat, exhaling Nam mentally. I want you to feel like your pelvis is moving around, like it's rotating around on the floor. So don't let this just be in the upper body. Really let the pelvis start to rock around. So one sits bone will come up as you go to one side, the other sits bone will come up as you go to the other side. You almost feel like you're slouching back as you round back. Feel like your pelvic bone is getting closer to the floor as you come forward. And really start to develop your breath and a beautiful connection with your breath. Inhaling deeply as you come forward, exhaling a little bit more as you go back. Today, we're really going to develop the pranic body, get the resistances out of the pranic body, start to organize and build the strength of your pranic self, the eighth body, the pranic body. So start to connect with that breath. Let's do 20 more seconds in this direction. And now start to go the other direction. Next time you come forward, inhale forward, and then start to go the other way. Keep going, keep going. Start to feel like that energy, that Kundalini energy at the base of the spine is helping you to make this movement happen. Not you making it happen, but you're starting to tap into this natural wave, this natural spiral that exists in the DNA, that exists in the Kundalini energy as it rises up the spine. And inhale to center, sit up nice and tall. Feel the spine grow tall. Hold the breath in, feel your hips pressing against the ground. Exhale. Take some nice, slow, deep breaths in here, just connecting with the breath and the body in stillness. Go ahead and extend your legs out, reach the legs out in front of you. We're gonna transition into rock pose. So instead of sitting in a cross-legged position, you'll come sitting right on top of your heels. Knees are out in front of you, legs are together if possible. Let's make our hands so that the palms are facing up and the hands are about the same height as the elbows. As you inhale, bring the right hand forward and bring the left elbow behind you. Reach that right arm forward out from the shoulder and then switch. So you're gonna start to inhale as the right hand comes forward, exhale as the left hand comes forward. Right hand forward, exhale left. And start to kind of like ski yourself here, moving the torso. Really get the torso to twist. Your head still stays looking the same direction, but your torso starts to really twist side to side as you reach back and pull the elbows back behind you. Take some nice, deep, full breaths here, opening up the back of the heart, opening up the spine, opening up the lungs. You can see how you can find how momentum works for you here. How do the laws of this reality, how can you make them work for you so you don't have to work as hard? So that the unwinding of your spine goes into the next winding, just like a rope twisting and untwisting. How can you start to use that momentum for your own benefit? Take a deep breath in and pull both elbows behind you. Pull the elbows behind you. Feel the chest come forward. Really pull the chest forward. Bring the chin slightly in. Hold the breath in here. Exhale, let those hands go. Let them come down onto the thighs, and just close your eyes and connect with your breath. Okay, go ahead and sit to one side of your hips and extend your right leg out in front of you. You can take the bottom of the left foot and bring it to the thigh of the right foot. If you want to put a little pillow, just sit right on the edge of a pillow. If that helps you to sit up tall, then do that. We're going to reach forward and we're going to stretch just in the right leg. So you're going to reach forward and grab somewhere on your right leg. It might be right below the knee, might be the ankle, might be your toes, but you're going to find somewhere where you can still keep your spine relatively straight. So if reaching for your toes means you do this, then reach a little bit closer and find that stretch there. Take your toes and point your toes towards your face. So you're flexing your feet towards your face. Hold that nice and tight. Feel that stretch. Get a little bit deeper into the stretch by bringing the belly down, and then start a breath of fire. Starting to pump the breath in and out through the nose. If you're on your cycle, you're releasing right now, you can do breath of fire, but you do it very, very gently and not really with the navel. Or you can do long, deep breathing instead. I want you to feel like this really big stretch in the right side the entire time you're doing this. So when it feels like the stretch is getting less, I want you to deepen the stretch and get deeper into it on that right side. When you look at pictures of the nervous system, this is this big hunkin' nerve in the backs of our legs. So if we can stretch this and make this feel bigger and longer, then we start to feel more expanded in our bodies. You get a little bit deeper in that stretch for the last 20 seconds. Get a little bit deeper, go a little bit more. Inhale, find your max stretch. Max stretch, hold the breath in, hold. Exhale, come sitting back up. Extend both legs long. You can bounce the thighs up and down and kind of feel the difference between the right side and the left side. And don't worry, we're gonna do the other side. Sometimes we don't in Kundalini yoga, we'll do it in this one. So left leg is long, bring the bottom of the right foot to the thigh of the left leg. Extend your arms out, find that place where you can reach and grab your leg, keeping the spine straight and finding that long stretch in the left side. Toes point towards the face, breath of fire.
Samundra Rudra Kena Ekame Tinatario Samundra Rudra Kena Ekame Jalahara Bimba Tugata Jakaracha Jalahara Bimba Tugata Jakaracha Jalahara Bimba.
Last 20 seconds, challenge yourself. Get a little bit deeper.
Jalahara Bimba Tugata Jakaracha Sri Guru Sahimba Sabha Upada Sri Guru Sahimba Sabha.
And inhale, deep breath in. Find that max stretch. Find your personal deepest stretch. Maybe it's a little bit deeper. Exhale, release. Let yourself back up. Extend both the legs out. You can bounce the legs. And then find a comfortable cross-legged position. Coming into a comfortable seat, sitting up on a cushion. Okay, let's start to build our breath. Left hand comes onto the heart center, right hand comes on top of the left. So both of the hands are at heart center in the middle of your chest. The left one's on the bottom, the right one's on the top. Close your eyes and just start to connect with your heart center, the space underneath your palms. Make a circle with your lips. Circling the lips. And start to breathe a nice, strong breath in and out through the mouth. Nice, strong, powerful breath in and out through the mouth. And you need to start to use the diaphragm. So the belly is involved in this breath, bringing the belly out as you inhale, squeezing it up as you exhale. Nice, strong breath. This is to cleanse the body. So we're starting to open up the blocked channels to start to clear out the body. This clearing will help boost the immune system and boost your energy. Nice strong breath. Keep going. It's not a question if, it's a question when you will start to meet your own resistance. When you'll start to feel like, oh no, it's too much, it's too much, it's too much, and too much. You have the control. You have the control over this situation. You have the power in this situation. If you needed to, you could just stop and let your breath come through the nose, and it would feel very different. But see if you can keep going, if you can stay with it. You can challenge yourself to be a little bit more brilliant, a little bit more full of breath, a little bit more full of prana. This is just a temporary moment in time. And you can't hear them right now, but there's a whole group of people that are doing this same exercise right now. They're building their capacity. They're all around you. They're in all different directions. They're in all different cities. They might be right in the same city as you, but they're doing the same work right now. Start to tune into the fact that there are other people that are putting themselves in this uncomfortable place, and they're willing to sit with it. They're willing to push their edge and expand. Keep going. So good, everybody. Stay with it. You can do this. Use the belly. Don't worry, I'm going to bring you lots of energy. We're going to do exercises for lots of energy, but we're going to calm this all down before I leave you, so you're going to be able to sleep. So just find this edge right now. Bring yourself up so you can sleep with this vitality tonight. And tomorrow you can be a little bit more radiant. You can be a little bit more energized. You can be a little bit more yourself. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, you've been going for 4 minutes and 30 seconds. You got 30 more seconds to go. Keep it up, nice and strong. Give it a little bit more power. Use the diaphragm. Try to keep the body still. Just the diaphragm moves. Just the diaphragm moves. There you go. Last 10. Last 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, 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 relax. Relax the breath. Inhale through the nose. Hold the breath in. Mentally repeat, I am beautiful. I am innocent. I am innocent. I am beautiful. Through the nose, exhale. And we're going to do that again. Deep breath in through the nose. Mentally think, I am beautiful. I am innocent. I am innocent. I am beautiful. Through the nose, exhale. Again, inhale. I'm beautiful. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. I'm beautiful. Through the nose, exhale. Do it 2 more times. Repeat it to yourself again. Inhale. And 1 more time to yourself. Hear the words in your mind. Feel them resonate in your entire field. Once you finish that last breath, exhale, relax the hands down, let the eyes close, and just sit and allow that experience to integrate. Feel it. Feel that stretch. That stretch that can pull this brilliance, this radiance out of you. Sun on one side of you, the moon on the other. Okay. You need to stretch your legs, readjust your seat. Now we're going to get into a second breath exercise to really build your radiance. So we built the energy, right? We just built that pranic energy. Now we're going to put it around you in your energetic body so that we can relax and attract. There's no sign that embodies relax and attract more than a Leo. So I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to allow the prosperity. I'm going to allow the abundance. I'm going to allow the people. I'm going to let it all just show up to me. I'm just going to be my radiant self and I'm going to let it come into my world. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build our energetic bodies around us so that whatever we need, it's already on our way, right? You're working for a higher power. The things just start to show up. The resources just start to show up and you just are there to receive. So we're going to do the work for that now. We're going to make these lion paws, okay? You're going to take your fingers and kind of make like a claw out of them. And you want to keep these nice and tight, okay? So it's not a loose claw. It's a tight claw. You're really tensing the claw. We're going to have the arms out by the sides so the arms are parallel to the ground. This is our inhale position. And when we exhale, we're going to bring one arm in front of the other over the head. Try to get it right over the head. So we're going to start to move the arms, switching which arm is in the front and which one is in the back, but really trying to get them up over your head, okay? Now start to increase the breath more. So it's inhale, exhale through the nose. And you start to move so quickly that it becomes almost like a breath of fire. Nice, powerful movements. Now you're going to go through all kinds of things in your shoulders, in your breath. It's all for a purpose. Those resistances are there. The resistances in your nervous system. So we're going to build the nervous system up. We're going to build up the energetic systems all around you. Just go, 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 go. As fast as you can. Try to keep that pace up. When the resistance comes, just welcome it. See how much you can welcome it, how much you can go, hi, I know you're here to help me move and be more expansive and to include more of myself in this thing we call life. So just welcome it. Say, okay, here you are. I'm just going to see how much I can accept you and love you and bring you into the mix. Keep it going. You're doing so good. Really nice, everybody. Way to have your cameras on and to show up and have yourself be held accountable. I see you doing this. I see you working through this. Really beautiful. Do your personal best. Feel that Leo energy, that lion energy, that courage, that warrior energy. To show up. To fight for what you love. Put it in your energy field. Put it all around you.
नानक होसी भी सच
एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भय निर्वैर कालमूर्त आजुनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच
एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भय निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त आजुनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच.
Come on, now is the time to work. Now is the time to work. Use this moment. Use this moment to move through your own resistances so that this week there aren't as many resistances. So that this year there aren't as many resistances. So that when you show up, there's a flow. You got to move through them now, though. You got to open up the channels. There's things that places you've been stuck. Move through it. Come on, do your best. Do your personal best. Know what your best is. Keep that heart open. Keep those arms right up over the head. Get them up nice and high. Nice and high. Keep them going fast. You can do this. You can do this. You've got this. Stay with it.
एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भय निर्वैर कालमूर्त आजुनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच
Last minute.
सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच
एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भय निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त आजुनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी.
Keep going, but stick the tongue out as far as you can. Stick the tongue out as far as you can. Keep going. Same thing with the arms. Keep them going.
सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच
Inhale, bring the tongue in and bring your claws up over your head so they're about 6 inches apart so that you have like an arc over your head. Inhale, hold the breath here. Exhale, keep the hands up. Inhale. Deep breath in, feel those claws, tight claws, fierce claws. Feel like you're a fierce lion, lioness. Keep holding. If you need to, just sip a little bit more breath in. Hold the hands. Feel that tension in every single finger. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, relax the hands down. Relax the hands down and start to meditate on your heart center. Start to connect with your heart. So eyes closed, meditate at the heart. It helps you to focus on your heart, to connect with your heart, to put your hands over your heart. You could do that. You can just put your mental focus, your mind, at your heart center. And we'll start to chant this mantra that connects us with our heart center. Guru Guru Wai Guru Guru Ram Das Guru. If you start to understand it, just start to copy the sounds. Be brave and just start to copy the sounds and chant them out into your space and hear yourself chanting. take a nice, deep, full breath in. And hold that breath in and feel yourself radiating light. Light coming out of every pore, shining in every direction. That radiance, that gold light shining out. Through the nose, exhale. Inhale again deeply. And from the center of your being, from your soul, from your heart, shine out. Shine out that radiance. Just like the moon reflects the energy of the sun, we are the same. We send that sun energy out into the world. We follow the light of the sun. We follow the story of our soul. Through the nose, exhale. Inhale deeply. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale, release, relax, let the breath just come back to normal, in and out through the nose. Just let yourself sit in that radiance, rest in that radiance. Nothing to do, nothing to force, nothing to push. You are a child of the gods. You've inherited all you will ever need. All you could ever want. And in that great power, privilege, and radiance, make your way onto your back and relax. Take a deep, full breath into your chest, feeling the chest and the belly lift up. And exhale fully. Inhale and exhale. And start to move the fingers. Start to wiggle the toes. Circle your hands on your wrists. Circle your feet on your ankles. Stretch your arms, stretch your legs. And then bring both knees into the chest. Wrap your arms around your knees. Give yourself a tight little squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Let the left leg come long. Bring the right knee in. And with the left hand, guide that right knee up and over towards the left side, coming into cat stretch. And just think about how relaxed a cat looks like in the stretch. Leo cat energy. Come to center and let's switch it out and go to the other side. Bring the left knee in, bringing the right hand on the knee, help guiding it over, stretching in this twist. Arms and legs relaxed on the ground. And when you feel evened out, come back to center and bring both knees in. And you'll rock up and down the spine. And come into a seated position for our meditation. So we've used the breath to really build the prana in the system. We've built it up. We've spread it out. And now since it's a full moon, I wanted to make sure that I gave you something to go to sleep with, because sometimes full moons can be a hard time to sleep. So we're gonna help you relax after this. So this is a meditation to help you sleep better and to relax deeply. Also helps us to put us in connection with our creative self, creative force. So the pinky comes together, the thumb comes together, the rest of the fingers stay separate, and the base of the palm stays separate. And the rest of the fingers are together and they're facing forward. So you're gonna hold this in front of your chest, pretty close to your chest, but not touching your chest, okay? So pinkies touch, thumbs touch, rest of the fingers do not touch, representing past, present, and future. Hold that out in front of you. Just relax the elbows down by your side. We're gonna close the eyes. We're gonna start to breathe through the mouth, through pursed lips. So purse your lips, inhale through the pursed lips. Nice and slow. And then through the nose, exhale completely, nice and slow. Inhaling through the pursed lips. Exhaling slowly through the nose. And just repeat that breath. Eyes are just slightly open and looking down the sides of the nose at the tip of the nose. Trying to hold your focus down at the tip of the nose as you breathe in through the mouth and out through the nose.
Om
Inhale deeply. Hold the breath in. Hold the mudra. Hold the moment. Exhale, let the hands come down onto the thighs, into the lap, on the knees. Just relax the hands down. Close the eyes completely now. And after taking this opportunity to really charge your own personal self up, to use this full moon to illuminate yourself, one of the ways you can ensure that it stays bright within you, that you stay radiant, is by sharing. So think now, we're in this Aquarius season. The sun is in Aquarius, the moon is in Leo. You've illuminated yourself, you moved through some resistances, you moved through some blocks. And now decide how you can support your community. Our communities have been so challenged in the last 2 years. We're all ready to come back. We're ready to gather. We're ready to support and love each other in person again. Really see each other. And think about how you can support your network. How can you take whatever that source of energy is for you, God, goddess, source, peace, love, whatever that is for you, how can you channel that and deliver it for your community? What can you do? It doesn't need to be some grand gesture. It doesn't have to be some giant thing that takes forever to put together. Could be that tomorrow you just decide you're going to be the smiley one at the grocery store. Okay. Decide something that you know you can do, something that comes from your heart, that feels real. It's not you pretending to be a pious person or a generous person, but something that you really love to do, that you know you can give to others. Make it a win-win situation. Let's seal our time together by bringing the hands into prayer pose, letting that rest in front of our hearts, lifting our hearts up to our thumbs. I'm closing with 3 long sat nams. A long sat and a short nam. Inhale. Sat. Nam. Nam. sending and radiating your light out, and feeling gratitude to have that light, to have that presence. And the thumbs up and bowing in gratitude. Sana. Oh, good job, y'all. Wow.